All right, so once again, in today's video, I'm going to give you a complete TOEFL integrated writing question. I'll give you the complete question with an article and a lecture. I'll show you my sample essay based on them. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll explain how you can get your essays checked by me at no charge. So get ready with a paper and pencil because in a few seconds, I'm going to switch over to the reading. I'll show the reading on the screen for 3 minutes. And then I will play the lecture. All right, here is the reading. You have 3 minutes to read it and take notes. All right, now I'm going to read the lecture on the same topic. You should take notes as you listen. The paradox of choice, the idea that having too many options can lead to feelings of anxiety and indecision, is a phenomenon that has been well documented in psychological research. While a few people think that having many choices is advantageous, there are several reasons why it really is a bad thing. First, rather than helping us make perfect decisions, having a lot of options to choose from can be mentally exhausting. When faced with a large number of choices, we have to spend an enormous amount of time and effort comparing and evaluating them. This can be taxing on our mental resources and can lead to what is known as decision fatigue, which is when we become increasingly less capable of making good decisions as the day goes on. If this happens too often, it can result in reduced productivity. Second, businesses sometimes focus on providing as many choices as possible instead of improving the quality of their products. They They think this is the best way to attract customers and increase their profits. Over time, this tendency can result in a marketplace full of mediocre or poor quality products and services, which can hinder innovation and progress in society. Finally, having a lot of options can sometimes lead to a sense of complacency and even laziness in people. What I mean is that when we feel we have many options available to us right away, we may be less likely to seek out new and better alternatives. This means we could get stuck in our ways and never change. People that are unable to change are less likely to achieve success in their personal lives or in their jobs. All right, here's the question. Summarize the points made in the lecture, being sure to explain how they cast doubt on the solutions presented in the reading passage. You have 20 minutes to write your essay. You may refer to the reading as you write. All right, as you're writing your essay, you should probably just pause the video because in just a moment, I'm going to show you my sample essay. All right, coming up is my sample essay. So it's on the screen now. You can pause the video if you want to get a closer look. Basically, though, I've got 4 paragraphs here. I start with a fairly short introduction where I state what they're about in the first sentence. And then I've got a couple of sentences where I summarize what the author and what the lecturer think. I've got 1 body paragraph for each point-counterpoint combination. In this essay, it's about 50-50 in terms of words about the reading and words about the lecture. Sometimes I suggest you should emphasize the lecture a bit more, but I didn't think it was required here. You can see I've got a few basic transitional phrases like first of all, or in contrast, on the other hand, and then something like the professor challenges this argument by saying that. Just those sort of typical phrases to link the ideas and make sure that the relationship between the ideas is clear. I've tried to avoid repeating myself too many times in terms of vocabulary, and I think my total word count is about 295 words, which is, I think, a pretty safe bet for this task. If you have any questions about the choices I made while writing this essay, by all means leave a comment down below and I'll try to explain what I was thinking. All right, that's all for today's video, but if you want to learn more about what I do, you can check out my website. It's TOEFLresources.com. I've got guides to every section of the website. Now, if you have written an essay about the paradox of choice and you want to get my feedback on it, just leave the essay in the comments down below and I'll try to estimate the score and I'll give you a few ideas about what you've done well and what you could do better next time. In exchange, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel and maybe hitting the like button for this video. All right, I will leave it at that, but I hope to have a new video up in a week or two, so stay tuned for that.